My methamphetamine addiction was no joke. It was severe. So back in the day, I would go on these like benders where I would stay up for 3, 4, 5, 6 days straight without any sleep. Well, I had decided to do this one day and against my better judgment, of course, and I got myself in a really bad situation. I hadn't eaten anything, but I had drank some Mountain Dew, and I ended up over at my friend Gerald's house hallucinating wildly. I've told you guys these stories before about how I would see Cy from Duck Dynasty coming out of the vents of this trailer, and that was very true, and that's what was happening. So I asked him to give me a Seroquel to try and help me fall asleep, and so he did, and that did nothing. I got up and I started walking out the front door, just aimlessly walking, thinking I was going to my job, right? Whoa. So luckily I ended up on this little Spanish lady's porch, and I was sweeping the porch, thinking that there was weed brownies all over her porch. And a police officer was called, and he ended up calling an ambulance, and I was put in the ambulance and taken to the emergency room. While in this emergency room, I was hallucinating that there was frogs all over the walls, that my boss was there, that this lady I fried chicken with at Kroger was there blowing crack smoke to me underneath the door. Like, it was wild. And when the doctor and the nurse came in, they kept asking me, did you do bath salts? Did you do bath salts? And I was like, no, I didn't do bath salts. So they gave me a shot of Thorazine and Haldol, trying to bring me down from this wild trip that I was on. Well, 20, 30 minutes later, I was still wide awake and hallucinating even more. So they gave me another shot of Thorazine and Haldol. And this is when everything changed. That's all my body needed to basically begin to shut down. And that's what happened. My internal organs began to shut down, and I went into a coma. Now, I had no idea this was happening to me. I was just getting a lot of sleep. When I woke up 7 days later, my mom was sitting beside me, crying. And I was like, what's going on? And she couldn't believe it that I had woke up, because the hospital had called my parents and told them, you need to get down here. We don't know if your daughter's going to make it. And I woke up, and I can tell you this is really fucking pathetic. But all I could think about was how I wanted to get out of that hospital so I could go get high again, because I was miserable, even though I had only been awake for less than a minute. That's how miserable I was within myself during my addiction.